Hey guys, welcome back to another Juicy React. Thank you so much for clicking on the video today.
Yes, we appreciate it. Hello, welcome again. If you want to send us anything to react to, guys, the way we get these is from our Instagram DMs. We mention this at the start of every video, so head over there, give us a follow there while you're there. Send us a message with something you want us to react to. We will hopefully get around to it on this channel.
And if you're new around here, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. Road to 200k.
Definitely.
We're not far off. And our second channel, the Juicy Vlog as well, is also going to be linked below if you enjoy more daily vlog style videos of what happens in our lives when we're not sat here filming reaction videos.
Yes.
Like all the rest of it is filmed on there.
Is on the other channel, linked in the description.
So
but today we have the $2 bill of the East, the Philippine Peso, which is going to be interesting. A ton of you guys have requested this. This wasn't just like one person.
No, this was a lot.
This has come up a lot, and I honestly don't know what this is. I think it's going to be factual, informative.
We live in the Philippines, if you didn't already know, so the peso is something that we use, obviously, a lot living here.
I think we're going to learn something.
Yes, it's interesting. Are you ready?
I am.
3, 2, 1.
You'd be right to call some of the world's banknotes a little boring, or drab, or unimaginative. My apologies for immediately offending about 1.3 billion people, but as someone who's drawn to colourful and shiny objects, you've got to admit, these aren't exactly the most exciting banknotes in the world.
So maybe it's about the
Philippine
actual
Peso,
design.
However, is an
Yeah.
Very
expensive
colourful, I
colour,
have to say.
featuring
And you've got all the
natural
different-
wonders, native
yeah, I was gonna
wildlife,
say.
and historical figures.
You know, I've never
And
studied
we're
the
gonna take a
notes
closer
properly.
Look at them and their hidden secrets. If you enjoy it, please consider subscribing. And as a
Okay.
little side note, I get tons of comments about the Philippine flag being wrong in this intro. It isn't wrong, it's just that when displayed vertically, the colours get flipped. Anyway, let's begin with the lowest denomination, the bright orange 20 peso. It sees the country's second president, Manuel L. Quezon, who also appears in the watermark and again in this box on the top left.
It's good to learn
There's
about
also
this,
cool
'cause
tilt effect
I've
up
never
here,
really
where
looked
if you
properly.
tilt the note and get the angle just right, you can see the number 20. The background features a Malacanang Palace, plus a historical scene of when Filipino was declared the national language in
Wow,
1935.
I've never noticed that.
The reverse sees an
So
Asian
much
Palm
going
Civic
on.
in the foreground and the Banaue rice terraces at the back.
Wow.
Now this banknote is fairly low value, approximately 32p, 40 US cents, or 36 euro cents.
Very cool
And with
video.
the amount of
Yeah,
wear and
it's
tear
well
they
made.
receive in circulation, it was recently deemed more cost effective to replace it with a coin. Although I don't have one to show you, it retains
No.
Quezon's portrait
Coins
from
are
the
annoying.
banknotes, which are being slowly removed
That's why
from
they did it.
circulation. Next
They
comes
said they
the
wanted to
striking red
replace it
50
with a
peso,
coin.
featuring
Oh.
fourth President Sergio Osmeña, with an image of the country's first parliament on the left and of the Leyte landing on the right, the first steps towards the country's liberation in the Second World War. The background, as with all denominations,
Oh, it's all
is made up
writing.
of microprint text. On the back can be seen a pair of giant trevally fish in front of Tar Lake, a
Didn't know
crater
that.
lake within which is an
Oh,
active
cool. I've
volcano,
never- why
which
haven't I
itself
looked
has a smaller
properly?
crater lake within. Like all the notes in this series, the featured species glows under UV light, and these random flecks within
No
the paper
way.
become
That's
visible.
amazing.
Whilst
I
ordinary
didn't know
paper
that.
simply glows bright blue, and ordinary banknote paper doesn't glow at all, the Philippine Peso has added these tiny fluorescent strands into the paper at the pulp stage as an additional security feature. Things start to get
Cool.
really
Very
interesting
cool.
with the 100 peso note. It features 5th President Manuel A. Rojas.
It looks more
alongside
purple
the
in real
country's
life,
central
that
Yeah.
bank to his left, and a historical
That looks more
scene of the
blue.
proclamation of the Third Republic on his right. The reverse features a Mayon volcano and a
Wow,
whale shark,
who
which
designed
is a
these?
seriously cool animal to have on your currency. But when it was released, this note was deemed too similar in colour to the all-blue
That's what I
1000
thought.
peso, particularly this middle section. Though
Oh,
it might
maybe they
seem easy
changed
to tell
it.
them apart here in perfect lighting.
I can't
Imagine
think
you're
now.
a taxi driver
they
working at
changed
night,
it?
or you work in a dark club or bar or somewhere. It created enough problems to warrant a reissue of the note.
I was going to
Fully
say,
purple.
that's okay.
Today both
Yes.
notes circulate
I
simultaneously.
know something.
But the old style are no longer printed and becoming increasingly rare
Oh,
to
we'll have
find.
to keep. I think
It
I had one
certainly
of
isn't the
them.
rarest peso.
I remember
note.
thinking,
Should've
why
kept
is
it.
To the
my
200 peso.
100? I thought it was fake. I didn't think it was real.
They're rare. Whenever you get a 200, you're like, oh,
I
I've
I
had
love
one of these
They're
for
my
a while.
favourite notes.
This denomination
200
is
is my
rarely seen in
favourite.
circulation.
I love green.
And many of the country's residents have never even seen one. And nobody
What?
seems to know why.
We've seen
What's
them.
more, it's a note of very useful value, worth
I don't know
about
if that's
$4
true.
US and bridging the gap between the 100 peso and the 500 peso. So it should rightfully be a very common banknote. If you know
They
the
are
reason,
like
But
gold
it's not.
dust. It's fun when you get
Slightly
one.
mad
He doesn't know why it's
answers.
If any of you guys know the reason it's not common, please let us know.
Besides the House of Independence and the Baraswain Church. Although these images were slightly updated in 2017, the reverse features a Tarsia against a backdrop of the country's gorgeous chocolate
Hills.
Next, it's a vivid yellow 500 peso, portraying the country's 11th and first female president, Corazon Aquino. Beside her is her husband, Senator Benigno S. Aquino Jr., who was assassinated in 1983.
It's funny hearing
To the
a
right
British
is a
voice
statue in
reading
his
out
honor,
like
and on the left, a
Filipino
scene from the
names.
Yeah,
Power
it's like when we
It's like
try
us
and
trying.
pronounce things properly.
Interestingly, it was dubbed the yellow
He's doing a
ribbon,
good job, I think.
since many protesters wore yellow ribbons, which explains the colour of the note. And even more interestingly, the couple's son went on to become president himself and was in office at the time of the note's release. His signature can be seen to the right of the portraits. The reverse features a blue-naped parrot and the Puerto Princesa subterranean river, and was subject to quite some controversy. Firstly, the parrot's beak and feathers are incorrectly coloured, later revealed to be a limitation of the printing method used. And then the little dot that indicates a river on the map of the Philippines is slightly incorrect. I mean, it's not exactly the biggest error in the world. I'm looking at you, Australia, and your $2.3 billion typo. But then the 1,000 peso
Oops.
came under fire too.
Oh,
That's
The front
crazy.
depicts 3 famously heroic figures who died resisting the
They just
Japanese
blink.
occupation
Yeah,
during
it's
World War II.
yeah,
To the left
I thought it
are
was
crowds
look-
celebrating the centennial of Philippine
ghost.
independence
Yeah.
in 1998. A South Sea pearl is featured on the reverse, with the Tubataha Reefs National Park in the
I'm gonna go and study my
including
notes
some
in a
minute.
good-looking fish and a sea turtle. Again though, this denomination was criticised for the location of the map marker. Now this time the location is quite dramatically wrong, but the printers explained they moved it so it wouldn't interfere with this, a UV security mark of the featured species. I
Okay.
suppose it makes sense, but it would have
Okay.
made more sense to just not include a marker at all. And on all 6 notes, the province
So
of
cool.
Batanes was entirely excluded from the map. Though again, this was a
Why?
conscious design choice, essentially cropped out since it was too far north.
I'll get that. Sorry about
These
that.
minor criticisms, the Philippine Peso has truly joined the ranks as one of the most beautiful, interesting, and certainly colourful currencies on the planet. Not only do they detail significant events in the country's history, but they showcase the
Very
very
cool.
best of its natural wonders and indigenous wildlife, resulting in a series of notes that faithfully honour such a wonderful country.
Awesome. That was really, really cool. I definitely enjoyed that.
Can we just leave it in the lobby?
Lucy's had to go and take a call.
Okay, thank you.
But, are you good? We've got delivery here. See,
Delivery.
real life, guys. This is a real studio. This is our
Sorry
real
about that.
home.
What
That was
happened?
very, very
Fill me
cool.
in on the last second.
They were just doing like a roundup, so you
Round-
didn't really miss
okay,
anything.
I didn't miss the best bit.
No,
okay.
but I thought
Very
that was so cool.
interesting.
I need to go and look at these notes more properly. And I also now want to look at our British notes. Not that I have any on me at the moment, but I want to see.
We've got British coins.
I know it's got the Queen on it, but I haven't looked anything else on notes ever.
Same.
That's something to do later. All right, thanks for watching this one, guys. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up.
Subscribe to the channel if you're new,
And we'll see you in the next.
Juicy
Oh,
React.
we have new merch. We have mugs. We now sell mugs, apparently. So that is on our merch store. The link is in the description if you want to get hold of any merch. Everything's in stock, everything's available. Go and check it out. We'll see you soon, guys. Bye.